So, the news recently came out just the other day that Ewan McGregor was to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars, or at least the Star Wars universe. I'm going to be explaining personally why I'm not very excited about this news, even though I am a particularly big fan of Ewan McGregor and a number of his films. The Star Wars actor will return in a Disney Plus series about the Jedi Master, so already I'm not particularly interested in it. If it's going to become a kind of TV series or something exclusive to the Disney Plus series or something like that, then already I've lost interest in it, you could say. Ewan McGregor's eagerness to return to the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the character he first played in 1999's The Phantom Menace prequel, has long been documented. Now, I do believe, yes, in theory, you know, if you had some good writers and things like that, this could be something potentially really good. You know, what was Obi-Wan Kenobi up to between, you know, episodes 3 and 4? You could do some interesting stories, or you could come up with some interesting ideas or something like that. You know, you could see, you know, what he's done. He's aged a bit. He's a lot older than he was when he last did Revenge of the Sith. So there are some interesting aspects that you could explore in this. But now it looks as if his wish will come true, as Disney has commissioned a big budget series developing the adventures of the Jedi Master. Originally, the studio had been planning a standalone movie for the character, but this evolved into a show. Again, I prefer the idea of it being a feature-length film over a TV show, but they can do whatever they want, I guess. Can't get everything you want. As was also the case for Boba Fett, subject to the forthcoming Mandalorian series. Again, like I said, I'm just not particularly a fan of series. I'm more of a fan of feature-length films, your typical 90-minute long films or 2-hour long films. I just never really... It's not that I didn't like them, it was just not really my thing. The concept of just doing TV series and then just, you know, going on for multiple series and things like that. So your Game of Thrones and your Peaky Blinders and things like that. This follows the disappointing box office returns for the standalone Han Solo film. The reason that film was a box office failure was because of the fact that they pushed left-wing politics and the fact that it was just a film nobody asked for. Let's be honest, you didn't ask for a Han Solo film because nobody did. And a refocus of efforts on the newly announced digital subscription channel. Disney Plus will launch on 12th of November with The Mandalorian, one of its key debuts on that date. Also, another Star Wars spin-off show starring Diego Luna and Alan Tudyk, reprising their Rogue One characters Cassian Andor and K2SO, is also in the works. Say what you like of that, I personally was not a fan of Rogue One either. Plot and further casting details about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series have not yet been revealed. McGregor played the character immortalised in the first trilogy by Alec Guinness in 3 prequels, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. He also made a voice-only cameo in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, ultimately, even though I'm a big fan of Ewan McGregor, a number of his films, I liked him in the prequels. I thought he was a great adaptation of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original prequel trilogy. Even though I am a fan of his acting and things like that, I am ultimately not looking forward to this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Now, the main reasons for that are the fact that it is coming from Disney. In my opinion, even though in theory you could do good stuff with this, you could come up with some great ideas if you actually had some talented writers that actually cared about Star Wars, things like that. You know, maybe you could do some stuff from the graphic novels or something like that. You know, there's been a number of things you could work off of, you know, that are Star Wars related, but no, what they're going to do instead is very likely just push their own politics, and it's just going to be a blatant cash grab. That's the problem with it, and it's ultimately why I don't have much hope for it, and it's probably why I'm not going to watch it either. Though, if you do think it's going to be good, if you're a fan of what Disney is making, if you're a fan of the films like The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, and the spin-off films like Rogue One and Han Solo, the Star Wars story, if you're into them, you'll probably like this. And if you are a fan of them, more power to you. You know, knock yourself out, see these films and series. But ultimately, to me, it does not just... I don't have much hope for it. If it turns out to be good, brilliant. If it turns out to be something that satisfies the fans, brilliant. That's what I want. But with the things that we've been getting from Disney that have been what many people would consider the opposite effect, turning more people off than bringing people in, you can't have much hope for the things that they intend to bring out later this year and next year. But ultimately, people, be sure to let us know what you think about this down below. What are your opinions on the idea of an Obi-Wan Kenobi series, be sure to let us know what you think about this down below, alright? Okay, gentlemen, this has been Lord Flashheart. Be sure to rate, comment, favourite, share and subscribe, and I will see you again. Cheerio.